some more codes. This stuff is a little bit more personal because it has to do with my birthday personally, but the month I was born. This is interesting. Here's this broad, this redheaded chick that does astrology. You can see, talking about me in January. The video is 13 minutes and 33 seconds long. Here it is here. Right? She's got 18 comments. Okay? She's got 18 comments right there. And I don't like crossing lines like that, so we'll just let that be. Matter of fact, let's just do it like this. Then I can do it like this. There we go. I do not like crossing lines like that. So we got 18 comments, 13 minutes 33. It's interesting because then I ran across this broad. This is my birth month. Notice we got the 9 and the 1. So now we're back down to this again. The 91 on here. The necessary evil. This I found hilarious. This is supposed to be some bullshit in India or China or some shit. Come on, give me a fucking break. It's this. It's 33. For fuck's sake. You know, they really must think that we're mentally retarded. I mean, really. Here's a 3, and here's a 3. Okay? It always comes down to the same thing because they're, you know, McCleary said it, and I hate to quit quoting the guy because I am my own man. But the Bible said it way before McCleary ever said it. You know, there's nothing new under the sun. It just goes round and round and round. There it is. There's nothing new. They just keep rehashing up the old symbols and making them the new ones to fool the people. You're looking at the same shit. Okay? You're looking at the same shit. I mean, look. Here's a pillar, here's a pillar. This one's complete, this one's broke. A 30, a 33. You know, if you wanted to, what you could do is you could put a blue one over here, right? And then we could put, actually, we will put the blue one over here. And then we'll just do like they do. And I think I got this right, or I might be wrong. Okay. There we go. If you go into the lodge, you'll see that they got one bowl's got Saturn on it, one pillar's got Earth on it, and I might have these reversed, but it's still 33. You know, nobody's, you know, I'm not getting fooled here. And by the way, this ohm, because we live in an electrical universe, is really spelled like this. It's really spelled like this. O-H-M. And look up Ohm's law. That's what it is. Okay? People have learned how to use the electrical system of the Earth, the vortexes. The Earth emits certain energies on certain lines called ley lines. People have learned how to, and I know this from speaking to them personally, how to use that energy to, in their meditative states, to do things. I don't know how to do that. It's not my thing. My belief, you know, where that lies with Jesus Christ, so I don't think that I'm qualified to do that kind of stuff. And when you're not qualified to do stuff, you can get yourself in trouble trying to do those things. Okay? So, here's 33. Here's the 2 pillars. Here's Saturn. Here's the Earth. It's Ohm. You know, you see them guys sitting there going, Ohm, Ohm. Well, they're fucking conducting power. It's all about power here. See, Ohm, the basis of all uttered sound. So now you're talking frequency. But this is interesting. The 9 and the 1, the 91, the necessary evil, the explosion. Oh, one more picture. Hang on. So, okay, now that we're on this necessary evil, atomic crap. These are atomic bombs. Probably sometime in the 50s. This is interesting. Right here. The X and the Y. And then it's a Y1. Now, I know a lot of people will say, well, that's chromosomes, or that's male, female. Well, what if they're intersecting points? Because to make a cube, you need a two-dimensional turn into a three-dimensional. You would have an x-axis, a y-axis, and then a z-axis. Okay? So from this destruction, you get a rebirth. Right? You get a phoenix coming up out of all of this destruction here. I just thought that was interesting that they would have x, y on there for any reason. That's interesting in itself. So let's keep going. Thelema. The Thelemites, right? Those would be people that practice Thelema. You notice, we know what that is, don't we? We know that's a seal of Saturn. We know that it's also the six-pointed star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They just squished it down. Core topics. See it? Core topics. Isn't that interesting? Core topics. True will, 93. Okay? Now, remember when they said that the towers were brought down with this? With thermite? No. It was brought down by this. Thelemites. And I know that I probably spelled that wrong. Regardless, you guys get the message, right? Thelemites. Because it's, you can call this witchcraft, call it whatever you want to. Okay, the intent is what brought those towers down, because there's, once again, back to the Sandy Hook thing, it's the intent that creates the dastardly deed. Jesus said, be careful what you think, because if you lust after a woman in your mind, you've already committed the sin. Okay? The building wasn't brought down by thermite, it was brought down by Thelemites. Okay? Now, I know I spelled this wrong, so before anybody jumps on me, I just get the gist of it. We know that this is interesting because it's the 93. The necessary evil is 91. Okay? This is interesting. 91, just in this chart here. I didn't stick around long enough to hear what she said. That's Pisces, and this is supposed to be the 9th house. I don't understand how none of that bullshit works, but I do know this. So here you have true will magic. That's intent. The seal of Solomon, the six-pointed star, the cube, right? Which is also Charonzon, which is a from the abyss. Okay, so you got all of this stuff. You know, maybe I'm the necessary evil to wake people up to something that they don't want to be aware of. But you know what? Don't quote me on that, because I don't like to think that I'm any more than just a believer and that's it in Jesus Christ, and that I'm trying to help people. But if this is what I am, then I'm necessary. All I've tried to do is help people here, and that is it. And so if, you know, as a couple idiots, what did they say? Oh, that something about some code or some crap. Look, dude, or dudettes, ladies and germs, whatever. The only thing I'm trying to do is get you guys to open your eyes to these things. What you do with this stuff, whether you write it off as coincidence and you go, okay, this stuff goes real deep, that is entirely up to you. My belief is that we live in a world that's fictitious, but real things happen in it because of this. True will or free will. You had the free will to kidnap a bunch of kids in the middle of the night. You also have free will to say that the moon doesn't exist. Unfortunately, there's about 8 billion dogs on the planet that will differ with you when they howl at it every time it turns full. So, again, not beating up on Dave J. I'm just saying, your intent. It's the intent. So you can see it here. Thermite didn't bring down those buildings. Thelemites did. Which is dark, evil magic to usher in this very evil time that we're entering into. That's all.